Lordy.
Oh, bro, mine I think might be starting to break too.
Oh, some bitch.
We should have told Chuck today.
Hi, Alicia. Hi, Katie. Hi. Sash. Rita. Raylene. Kaylee. Gary M. Jennifer.
Hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Are you guys just going to be quiet?
Yeah, I'm looking at everyone's. I was actually looking at Chad McIntyre, checking out that little view they got going on there.
Yeah, where are you guys at? Chilling? Nice little view.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
Chuck Zamzow got going on right there? Like a Christmas tree on fire? Or
Oh,
what's
looks like a bonfire.
Northern Lights.
A little like fire pit.
CSC program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julian's in his normal spot,
Mm-hmm.
relaxing in bed.
Mm-hmm.
We got, I see Joe. I see Joe Pip. What's he doing?
I don't see Joe.
You know? He's dancing.
He's working out.
Oh, there he is.
He's at the gym.
He was.
There he is. Yeah.
Oh, is he doing legs?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. He's doing legs.
Yeah.
Nice, Joe. That's how, dude. That's how you do it. You can get in. You can get a recovery meeting in and the gym at the same time. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's
Mm-hmm.
I think
efficiency.
That's awesome.
Hi, Kaylee. We're good. How's Columbus, Ohio? Getting them wheels built up.
Where is Coach
Kristen?
Kristen? She in the house?
Hi, Marisol.
No Coach Kristen? All right.
Hey, Vic. How you doing, brother?
I was just trying. I was trying to figure out what time we got to meet up with her. Maybe she'll be on
When
at
is
some
that?
point. It's Saturday. This
What?
Saturday, yeah. This
You
Saturday.
guys literally don't put nothing in the calendar?
No, we don't do calendars. We just expect everybody to remember it's a Saturday.
I never got told.
Anyways, let's get this party started,
let's get the
man.
party going.
6:04. Another beautiful day. Thank you guys all for coming
Yeah.
and showing up to the
Yeah.
Recover Out Loud meeting. It means everything to us. Without you guys, we don't have a meeting, and this is literally my favorite meeting that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we thank you guys. We like to recover out loud around here, and just a reminder that the Recover Out Loud is it's a movement, not a program. So continue doing what you do on a daily basis to stay sober, whether that be the 12 steps or some type of spirituality, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Hopeaholics, man. The Hopeaholics podcast was started out of a tragedy. I lost my son-in-law on 9/11 of 2022 to the fentanyl crisis, and I will forever fight against this deadly crisis, and I will forever fight against breaking the stigma for mental health and addiction, man. Like, we were just talking to a couple firefighters today on our podcast that'll be out probably in a couple of weeks. And, I just realized how stigmatized mental health and addiction is, like, especially in like their industry, right? They're tough guys, and, they see a lot of shit and they have to hold it in, and how do we break that stigma? We break that stigma by talking about it out loud, about recovering out loud and showing people that, like, I think it's tough to be able to talk about your feelings. I think it's tough to be able to get through your pain and your trauma, and there's no shame in any of that. What do you guys got to add, man? Natalie?
I mean, I agree. It's across all boards, from all our first responders, like our veterans. Everybody struggles on a daily basis. So it's, learning how to get that toolkit so that you can have emotional intelligence and regulation so that you're not tipped over by life on life's terms.
Yeah, Yeah, what's going on is crazy. In the last 5 minutes, 2 people died of an overdose. 70% chance that it was 70% chance that 4 of those, or more than 1.5, died of a fentanyl poisoning
Yeah.
in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
As we spoke here.
Yeah, the CDC has it at 200 people a day dying from fentanyl, 300 a day dying from the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
I just always use the 300 a day because, that's an unacceptable number.
Mm-hmm.
It is, fentanyl is the leading cause of death for people 18 to 45 years old. How is that okay? How is that okay?
Yeah.
It's not a medical condition. It's literally a poisoning of our population.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm all about this. I'm all about recovery. I'm all about us, recovering out loud. And I appreciate you guys coming. I have been forgetting to remind everybody, but I think most people that show up to this meeting know that this meeting is also streamed live on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to show your face or you don't want to speak, we understand that as well. But if you do share, know that you're going to be on YouTube Live.
Bless you, Mary.
Coach Kristen is here.
Coach Kristen's in
Coach
the building.
Kristen, can you shoot in the chat like what time your event is on Saturday? All right.
Ian.
No. We got an amazing guest tonight. His name is not Ian. I called him Ian a little bit ago. His name is Eli.
Yeah.
Like the book of Eli.
Yeah.
Except I'm not Denzel.
Except he's not Denzel. Might be as handsome as Denzel though. So you guys,
Whoa.
you guys be the judge.
Blushing.
Chatty.
Yeah, man, Eli. Tell us how you did it, man. Tell us your life.
Oh man, my life
Yeah.
right from the top, like
yeah,
that,
from
huh?
you got 20 minutes to tell us.
All right. So actually, let's get right into it. I think it's interesting how in recovery, I've noticed many times where we're talking about drug addiction and alcohol addiction, and these things are very aggressive, right? Death is very aggressive, very sad. But I feel like anytime you mention anything that has to do with sexuality and being part of, I guess you could call them molested, people go, ooh, the room tenses up. Ooh, don't talk about that. Or you could talk about it, but you're going to get some weird looks or judgment, whether you like it or not, whether you're in recovery or not. People will judge you. They're not going to tell you though, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so for a long time, it's hard to talk about those things, but that's the start of the story, right? At about 6 years old, I don't like to say molested, but sexually infected by a friend of mine, my best friend, whose parents got divorced. They were dealing with some shit. He saw some shit, brought it back to my house as a kid. And that was the beginning of the infection of my sexuality. And now we're talking about recovery, but it all starts and stems from that moment, because that was the first time that my innocence was taken. And it was the first time that I wondered if who I was right or not. Like, if I had already made a mistake in life. How do you say? I was already fucking up in a sense. Can we cuss on this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where it all started. Now, it's crazy because you stuff those things, right? You stuff those things. So it was not discussed ever again until, this probably went on until I was like 9, yeah? And then it wasn't discussed until it didn't come out till I was 17. But in all those years, I'm like, well, that's not who I am. That just happened when I was a kid. I'm not going to tell anybody about it. I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to go to the grave with this. Mm-hmm. And not even my parents, because my parents, they're Latino. So it's not something you tell your dad. Yeah. But anyway, so now when the allergy came to fruition was in high school was the first time I had a drink when I was like 17, right? I had that MD 2020 or whatever, all red, threw up. They called me Hot Cheetos because it was all red. But anyways, that was the first time I had a drink, but my dad played baseball in Puerto Rico, came here to Cal State San Bernardino, got a scholarship. So I was following in his footsteps. He lived vicariously through me, so I had to prove to him that I was going to be better than him. So I played baseball my whole life. I got a scholarship to go play baseball in college. Now, this is when it starts because the first pitch of the first fall ball season on the mound as a new recruit, I blew out my shoulder.
Oh my god.
And it's like the first pitch because we're California kids. We play baseball in California. You go to Oregon, Pacific Northwest, and it's cold as shit.
Yeah.
And so whatever you want to call it, I blew out my shoulder in the first pitch. And I went to the dugout and, I said, hey guys, who's got something for pain meds? My third baseman goes, I got anything you need. I'm a pharmacy. What do you want? And so it was just a fuck ton of Tylenol that first day. But after that, and then I was only in school to play baseball. I wasn't in school to go to school. What the fuck? But so that's where it started. You took away baseball. I'm not going to class. And then it just, spiraled, First the weed. It was actually weed, Adderall, cocaine, drinking. Lost the scholarship, come back home. I go from top tier prospect to working as a utility in a restaurant. My ego's fucking shocked, right? I'm still dealing with that thing that I told you I stuffed a long time ago. Never talked to somebody, never looked another person in the eye and told you what had happened. So identity crash, right? My identity was shocked because I was a baseball player and now I'm not. So I don't know who I am. I'm still dealing with that. And it makes 100% sense that I went down the road that I went down, So so that's just a little bit of the experience, right? I mean, we could go down the next 10 years because that was when I was 19. I'm about to be 29 or 17. I just turned 29. So there's 10 years there that we could just jump across. Yes, DUIs. Yes, arrested. Yes, crashed all the cars. Yes, the truth is, I could talk about the war stories, but I lost the war on drugs, and that's why I ended up in recovery, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up in a rehab called Northbound Garden Grove. But the first two times, obviously, those were done to get people off my back, right? Mom and dad are like, go get treatment. First of all, you're 17 or 19 and 22. You're like, all right, fuck, I know that I need to stop, but I'm just going to do it to get you guys off my back. And I wasn't ready to listen and receive. There's a difference between listening and receiving. Listening goes in one ear, goes out the other. Receiving is when you receive it, you understand it, it makes sense to you. You receive it at a core, at your spiritual, at your spirit. Anyways, so this last one was absolutely terrible. I do believe that the spirit or your Holy Spirit or your aura or your energy, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it speaks. It like screams for help, right? I don't know if anyone here was ever at the drug dealer's house or purchasing drugs and basically telling the drug dealer, hey, I need to get sober. I'd be there purchasing the drug with him, telling him I need to get sober. And I'd be having a conversation as we're transacting the contraband, right? And so that's how I know, that my spirit was asking for help. I just didn't know what help was. The first time I went to treatment was an outpatient. It was outpatient for 30 days. So that was like 7 years back. So that's all I remember, outpatient for 30 days. So first of all, I'm thinking, oh, that's fucking whack. It was whack. Like they didn't teach me shit. I just went to class, fucked off, and played ping pong on break, right? And then I thought, well, what's the next step? I don't know where I got this, but I thought that the next step of outpatient, I thought that inpatient was straitjackets in a white padded wall room. So nobody ever asked me what I thought recovery was. Wouldn't it be great to just have asked me, what do you think recovery is? And I'd have told you that, and then you could have said it's not that, it's this. Had I known that it's a beautiful location, I consider it body, mind, and spirit university. And in fact, I believe that every normie should have the blessing to get the knowledge that we got, right? But the student has to be ready to receive the information. And I was at 27, not at fucking 17 or 19. So now, told you some experience. Now, how I've done it this time around based on what I learned is like an insurance policy. I'm in the advertising business. So when you run ads, you want to run retargeting ads because that's your insurance policy on the ads that you're running. When you live life, you need a term life insurance policy to ensure that you're covered. When you're in recovery, you want to make sure that you have a sponsor. That's your insurance policy alongside with everybody else that you surround yourself in. And that's the number one thing that I've noticed this time. Why I've been able to sustain my sobriety. First and foremost is because I surrounded myself and I covered myself with people around me. Like all my clients, they're all in recovery. All my, I made friends, not with the people in the treatment center, but with the staff of the treatment center and the facilitators of the treatment center. Now, one thing I don't think a lot of people talk about as well is that at that young age, and this is what sucks. So when you're young and you come into a treatment facility and everyone's older than you, you still look at them as like adults. You still look at them as like they're your uppers, right? So of course there's no connection there for the young crowd, because you're not, first and foremost, you're not going to make friends with those people. They're just acquaintances to you. They're your higher ups. But this time when I came in, I was more mature. I was ready to make friends. I can make friends with the 60-year-old and with the 12-year-old, right? So I think that covered a lot of weight in my ability to surround myself with people that would help me. And yeah, so that's how I've been able to maintain my sobriety this time, is just surrounding myself with people in the recovery community and being very, very intentional about the time I spend with people, right? I went to a car show and somebody was like, an old friend that I hadn't seen. It's funny how the world works. And there's moments where you make decisions that are monumental and pivotal in your sobriety and in life. And when you look at it hindsight in 2020, you're like, fuck, that was a badass decision that I made, right? I saw a friend that was part of my past that we used to do drugs with. I'm sober now. I go to a car show to have a good time in my sobriety here in OC at Eurocar. And I see this person. And they're like, "Hey, can I get your number? Let's hang out again." I said, "No, I don't want to give you my number." He's like, "Well, that's weird. You're not going to give me your number?" And I had to just use my sponsor as an excuse. Now, I don't think I'd have to check with my sponsor. He's like, "What the fuck's a sponsor, right?" you know, I'm not sponsored by McLaren or anything. I'm saying I need to check with my sponsor. but yeah, so it was pretty. I'm just happy. I'm more mature. I'm calm. I love myself a little bit more than I used to. But don't get it fucking twisted. I still have other addictions. I have a crazy pornographic addiction that I don't think I could ever talk to anyone about, because everyone's like, just maintain your sobriety. Okay, I'm fucking sober from drugs and alcohol, but is there like a treatment facility for fucking pornography, right? Because that's actually statistically the longest standing addiction that I have. It was the first thing that I did. I didn't touch alcohol first. I touched pornography first. It's never been addressed or worked on. That's my fault. But also it'd be nice if somebody was able to help me with that, because I think that if I could get rid of that, I could get rid of a lot of baggage. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
What do you do on a daily basis now to maintain your sobriety? Do you go to meetings?
Yeah, so I go to meetings. I wouldn't say like I'm once a week, right? And that's another thing I was complaining about the other day was, fuck, I hate going to these fucking meetings. Because I'm pretty positive, right? Right now, you asked me to tell you about my life, and if I had a choice between being depressed and fucking happy, I think I'm gonna lean on the happiness side. And so when I come from my house, where I just ran in the morning and I went to jujitsu and I had a great day at work and we closed some sales, and then I got to walk into a fucking room where it's all depressing. I'm like, why am I here? Right? I'm just sharing with you real thoughts. Okay. I know that I know why I'm there. I'm there because I got to make a decision to maintain my sobriety, whether I like it or not. It's contrary action, right? But do I want to be there all the time? No. And so when I spoke to the person that was telling me, they said, well, you should stop going to speaker meetings and consider going to a small book study where you have to share, right? Because I don't know if I told you, this is like the third time I've shared with 570 days in sobriety.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy, but not really to me, because first time coming into recovery, I was actually a super shy guy, super shy kid. I went 8 months before I raised my hand. I went to meetings every day for 8 months. Yeah. Finally, one day I got brave enough to say something like, "Hi, my name's Chad and I'm an addict."
Yeah.
And
Was that it?
I think it's normal.
I mean,
is that
honestly,
what
it
you
wasn't
said, or-
much more than that because I was shaking, I was nervous. But
It is
like,
nerve-wracking.
but my sponsor was like, "You need to start
Yeah.
sharing.
Yes.
You
It is
have
nerve-wracking, though.
you have something to give now." Like I went into when I came into the program, Narcotics Anonymous was very hardcore.
Yeah.
You really like newcomers. They didn't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to hear the mess. They wanted to, spread the message. And, by the time I got to eight months, though, like I had a message to share. Now, I heard you say just prior. My next question is like, what's your morning routine like? What do you do? Because like recovery and meetings is one thing, but I think it's more than just that. I think it's important to have a morning routine, maybe a spiritual connection. Do you have those things in your life right now?
I'd like to say that I did, but I don't. I'll run here and there, but jujitsu is my meditation. Okay, I go to the Mariners Church.
Oh, yeah.
Young adults group. I've been going there. It's funny because I go to these things and then complain because it's,
Oh yeah,
That's
that was me.
Natalie.
yeah.
So piggybacking on you talking about meetings, to this day, I mean, I started my sobriety journey at 23. I'm 40, and I'm sitting at 11 and a half years, and I still don't like meetings. However, I like the outcome from it, and that's my sobriety and the life that I have today. And when I used to bitch and complain to my sponsor about, oh, I don't want to go to a meeting, she would say, well, how are you contributing to that meeting? Like, are you raising your hand? Are you like reaching out and talking to a newcomer? No. Am I sharing? No. Like, so, well, fuck off then, So it's like, but that's me. I want to complain about it. So, I tuck my tail between my legs. And then the meetings like that you mentioned that are doom and gloom, we're in Cali, and especially in Orange County, there's a meeting every hour. Find a new one, because there's going to be some that aren't your cup of tea, and that's okay. And you just have to find the right one that you feel like, oh, okay, these are my people, because it does get a little bit draining if you're just hearing a lot of the chaos, as opposed to, it's okay to share where you're at and if it's messy, but then there has to be some solution and actionable steps that are going to get you out of that little dark moment. But yeah, that's what she would tell me, and that's what I tell my sponsees is like, find a new meeting.
There's so many. That's one of the
many.
blessings about where we live. And it's not like this everywhere.
It's not.
But we live in the mecca of
Legit.
recovery.
Every hour.
And every hour there's a meeting going on, multiple meetings going on. Actually, I think there's hundreds
for
of meetings
sure,
a day
and
in
different
Orange County. And there's different kinds. And you could find your
For sure.
tribe. And sometimes it's a small intimate meeting.
Yep.
I used to love like the Friday night speaker
yeah.
meeting, because that's where everybody went to socialize. You got to, like go out to dinner after, hang out. Like, and my sponsor told me the same thing. It's like, like if I don't like a meeting, what did I contribute? And if I truly haven't raised my hand and said something, then I can't really complain about the meeting. Because one thing that we say on before we always do a pregame, we call it over here at the Hopeaholics. Before this meeting, we go live. I don't know if any of you guys ever noticed that we go live and we mention you. You'll get a little notifications that says
Just a little reminder.
the Hopeaholics
We're
mentioned
busy.
you.
We forget.
And we do a little pregame, and not pregame. Like Shane is literally, we're legit when we tell you that, come to the meeting if you're feeling like shit, or if you're having a bad day, or you're sad or angry or whatever. And we guarantee that if you raise your hand and you share, you will feel better. Literally to the point where Shane's like, he's giving away like he said $50, $100 before. Most of the time, like right now we're just like, it's dinner. Like dinner. If you raise your hand and like you share and you don't feel better, Shane will legitimately Uber Eats you food.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, but you legitimately have to be honest with us and be like, I came and I raised my hand.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
and I'm not feeling any better because I've never gone to a meeting, raised my hand, and shared, and not gained something from that share.
Well, can I say something as to why I don't share? And I use this excuse, and it's a shitty ass excuse, and I know.
Okay, I can't wait to hear it.
It's basically, well, they're dealing with things that they need to get off their plate, and I'm bad, but I'm not dealing with that, and I'm good. Like I'll just listen. But
Yeah, but-
after fucking 100 listens, I start becoming resentful.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where you get in the slippery slope.
And
because
hey, are you
that's a lie.
you don't have a meeting's not a place you don't have to bring your junk. You don't have to you don't have to
No.
dispose of your trash.
But that's
because
my thought.
I go when I go to a meeting, I bring solution.
Yeah.
You know, if I bring a problem to a meeting, I also bring a solution. And usually I'm looking for that solution while I'm sharing because it's there. And if I don't have the solution, God is in that room.
Or you'll hear something in that meeting from somebody else that sparks
That's what I
something.
mean, like
And
God is in that room.
There's something else that does to the brain when you have, especially because our disease is like, a rat race in our mind, which is a lot of lies that we tell ourselves. So when you actually verbalize whatever issue that is going on, it naturally will make that either solution or the next step a lot more accessible than staying in a rut for whatever reason. It is just a fact that when you do share that like turmoil, it does something to you to get out of it. And really it's getting out of self and being uncomfortable and talking about it. And then it's a little bit of a relief. And then hopefully you hear something within that meeting that triggers the next step.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Bro, we appreciate you.
And
Thanks for coming
congratulations.
down.
Yeah.
You're not off the hot seat completely yet,
Shit.
but we are going to open it up to the participants. We've got like 5-6 hands raised right now.
Oh, yeah.
We got Big Vic. What's going on, Vic? What do you got? Christmas lights and shit going on behind you.
Why are you hating? It's Halloween
Yeah,
crap.
there you go. Tell him, Vic. Tell him. Get on him, Vic.
Come on now. You're
Festive.
barely noticing? I've been having it on forever. Eli, thank you for your share, man. It takes a lot. It's a lot of baggage. It's that whole drop the rock. Ordeal. I can relate because I was about 4 or 5 when I lost my innocence. And it's hard. You're so right. It is so hard to talk about it because you feel like you immediately get judged. And as a man, it's even harder because, there's this stigma. I've talked about it before that you're supposed to like be tough and take all of your emotions and shove it down and, turn away and don't look back. But it just leads to our allergy, right? Like it leads to our ism. So without good coping skills, it just festers and it becomes this gigantic monster. And like we never learn to talk about it, and it gets out of control. So good for you, man. Really, like good for you for talking about it. Thank you. I become more and more as the years I've grown. I become more and more comfortable talking about it because there are other people, especially men out there, who don't, and they need to know like you're not alone. And that's just the thing is that like we're not alone in this. We have to be able to become comfortable with who we are because our past doesn't dictate like who we are, right? And if you can heal from that, cope with that, move forward, you can help empower other people to heal also. Like it's okay not to be okay. So thank you so much for disclosing that because there's so many of us out there that just walk around with that ugliness inside of us, and like we can be in recovery like for years, and just that would just be a big part of not us recovering. So thank you. Chad, thank you for talking about the first responders. I can definitely relate. Paramedic becoming a nurse, and yeah, man, like we carry a lot, and it goes back to that whole like we are expected to just take shit, shove it down, don't complain, and like keep moving forward, and it just builds, and then it explodes into like this craziness, and we cope wrong and leads to our addiction, makes our addiction worse. So I would love to know when that podcast comes out because I'd like to hear what those firefighters have to say because been there. have grown since then. I definitely love who I am today, and I try to advocate for anybody out there who needs help. There are a lot of buddies that I have that are paramedics, firefighters, and nurses, and I do my best to like reach out and let them know that they're not alone. And if they ever want to talk or advice or whatever, like always down to talk. So thank you for touching on that subject too, Chad. Thank you for letting me share.
Awesome. Thanks, Vic.
Thanks, Vic.
Chuck.
Zamzao.
All right, everybody, what's going on? My name's Chuck, and I'm alcoholic.
Chuck.
I'm grateful I woke up today instead of coming to. Great talk, my man. One thing that pointed out to me is that sometimes when I talk into a meeting, they say, well, we all know how to drink and drug around this table, so what kind of solution to talk about today? And the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Something I wrote down when I was listening. I see similarities and not the differences around where I'm at. You talked about car shows. I'm a big car guy, so there's similarities there. And that's something stuck out to me. I like being around McLarens and Bugattis and everything else in between. So a lot of similarities. So when I get out to California later, I like to hit up some of them car shows. I talked to my buddy Big Bob today. We talked about the 7 deadly sins: pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. That's something I've been going back and looking through on my recovery journey and seeing work on, as of today. There's a few things I still got to work on. I got other addictions that are pretty much at bay right now. Bodybuilding was an addiction when I wasn't my addiction. It slowly became a non-addictive thing when I got into recovery, able to have the tools to get over that hump. And I use it to the best of my ability today. That's another part of my meditation when I go to the gym. An hour and a half. That is my way to an outlet and feel better. Just like when I go to a meeting, sit around the table, I feel much better when I leave. When I come over here on the meetings and the Zoom meeting here on Tuesdays, I feel a lot better because I listen to somebody else that's got a positive message. So I don't got a whole lot to say today, guys, but those are the couple things that are on my mind. That's all I got. And also, Chad, good luck tomorrow on your speak.
Thank you.
If you guys have it on YouTube, I'll check it out. Wish I was out there to see it, but good luck, my man. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Look at that cute little bunny right there.
Where?
Right there. See the bunny?
Hi, Donna.
That's my wife, guys.
Hi, Donna.
She's
I
a
love Donna.
she's a cute little bunny. Thanks, Chuck. Guys, if you haven't checked out Chuck
Yes.
his story on
I put it in our little group. If you guys, hopefully everybody in this meeting is on our group. On Instagram.
they're not. I don't
They
know
should
how can we add
I don't
everybody
know.
to we have a group chat on Instagram. So if you guys want to join our group chat, please just like DM us right now on Instagram.
It's like on our bio underneath the little
Oh.
section.
That's the Recover Out Loud chat, but I have a group chat where everybody on this meeting can chat back with us. The Recover Out Loud chat, you can't chat. We can only chat out.
Oh.
But this one, you guys can chat with us, so that's kind of a cool thing. But Chuck on chasing heroin, and it's kind of funny because I'm like listening to the beginning of it, and like apparently I'm not like Shane and I aren't the only ones that want to do crazy stuff with your last name because
she did.
Janine did the same thing, and it was cracking me up, bro.
And Chuck's story is wild.
Yep.
It's a wild ride, so I would highly recommend it.
And Chuck's
Well
got
done,
some.
Chuck.
Chuck's got some sobriety under his belt. 17 years, I believe, is what he has. So, he's been doing the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So check him out on Chasing Heroin podcast on Spotify. Marisol.
Hi everyone, Marisol, alcoholic. Definitely grateful to be here in this meeting today. I'm actually celebrating 6 months today.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you. But I just want to say to the speaker, thank you so much for your share. This is actually my first time talking in this meeting, and I am on here quite a bit listening to everyone's story. But I just want to say thank you to the speaker. Thank you, Chad, Shane, and Natalie. Like, I've literally been listening to you guys since day one, have listened to the podcast from all the way at the beginning, and super helpful. Just knowing that there's a group of people that share similar experiences, knowing that I'm not the only one going through the stuff that I'm going through, and just being able to look forward to the next day. Definitely 6 months of a lot of clarity. The anxiety's still there. I'm not fully like working a 12-step program, at least the steps, but I do go to meetings. I do try to share as much as I can. I do like listening because a lot of stories resonate, and that for me just helps a lot. Yeah, I just want to say thank you, and I'm grateful for being clean for 6 months, and that's all I got.
Nice. Thank you so
Amazing.
much. Congratulations on the 6
Yes.
months. Yeah, man, that's huge.
And thank you for sharing tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel Vaughn. Hi, Rachel.
Hi guys,
Hello.
Rachel Vaughn, grateful recovering addict, alcoholic. Couple things stood out that you talked about, Eli. I was molested as well, and I'd never heard it put like you said. That was your first failure, and that just made so much sense to my tiny little baby brain. That clicked with me. That explains for me a lot of my perfectionism, and I have to be right all the time. That explains a lot. So I like how you put that, and that's going into therapy with me. The other thing that you talked about was when you saw a former person that you used with, your decisions were different. I was just talking today with one of my instructors on how where I chose to do my bachelor's degree is where I had my heroin addiction. That's where I OD'd. It's where they took my kid away. And when I decided to go to the school for my bachelor's, one of the reasons was because I had a huge chip on my shoulder. And I knew I had missed so much when I was down there because I was using. And I wanted to go back down not only to prove to myself, but in hopes that maybe I'd run into some of the people I used to use with. And I could show them, hey, like, if I can do it, you can do it. And oddly enough, I haven't ran into any of them. And every day I go to school, I drive by, no matter which route I take, I drive by one of the dope dealers' houses. And I just started thinking about it on the way there today. And it's got to be because of my mindset change. I don't attract that anymore. I attract different types of people now. I attract people that, like, instructors want to talk to me. You talked about making friends with the counselors and stuff. I did that same thing, but didn't like really apply it my first 2 times. But I could really identify with a lot of what you shared. One other thing I wanted to mention, I've also been here since like second meeting. I wasn't here last week. I had 2 stents put in my LAD and lived again. So thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
That's all I got.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rachel's like one of the originals, right?
Yeah.
Can
One
I
of
say
the-
one thing?
Yeah, of course.
I just want to say one thing. Thank you, Rachel, and thank you guys for resonating with the message. This year, one of the key words in my business and in life has been creating systems. And but in my recovery, it's been how can I shorten the distance from when somebody, is sober and somebody is in recovery. Right? How can I what can I say to shorten the distance from when they're not happy anymore, whatever bad is, to good? Right? And so I just want to give one tip to anybody dealing with some sort of sexual molestation or anything that it was taught to me that resonated very well, right? It says in the book, right, you'll be able to handle situations that used to baffle you, right? Mm-hmm. And one of those situations for me was discussing the fact that I had gone through what I've gone through. But it's not like I just woke up some morning one day and said, fuck it, I'm going to sit on a podcast in front of fucking 70 people or whatever and tell them, hell no. right? The first thing that I did was tell my therapist in my recovery center. It was the first step. I looked him in the eye and I told him everything because it's the safest place. And I think that if you first tell one person, that person, then you'll be able to share it in the next meeting. And then after that meeting, you'll be able to sit in front of a Zoom and say it with no shame, right? So if you're dealing with it, and once you could talk about it like this, you're at a completely different level than where I was even just 570 days ago. So
Yeah.
hope that helps.
No, I mean, I agree. It's called desensitization of your own traumas, right? Because like I had the same thing, man. I was molested when I was like somewhere between like 8 and 12. I don't really remember all the times, but it was multiple times, and I was gonna take that to my grave with me. And at like 32 years old, in recovery. 7 years clean and sober, I just blurted it out one day, and to my mom and my ex-wife and a few other people, and they were like, "What the hell?" And my mom knew who the person was, so it really I think it affected her. But there's no shame in that, man, and there's shame in the fact that men can't talk about that.
Yes, sir.
Right. That's the only shame that I see. It's like, but. It happens, man. And that I too believe that spawned a lot of my my addiction, my disease, and it kept me out there for a long time.
You know what they say? Secrets keep us sick. So
They
it's
do.
really powerful to be able to own. There's a lot of power when you own all of your own baggage. Once you put it out there, it's like, what?
Yeah.
How are you gonna check me?
So what? Yeah, it
What's
did.
up?
You're right.
The Papa Doc effect.
Yeah. So good for you,
Papa Doc.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Coach Kristen.
There she is.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'?
Brand new whip just hopped in. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm Kristen, grateful recovering alcoholic. Man, I just want to say thanks for your share. I took some little notes on my phone, so I gotta go to my phone. I just think when you were speaking, it was like, oh yeah, yep, that's me. Yep, okay. I hated going to meetings because I hated going from like happiness to, wow, this is a bunch of shit, and then, but exactly what y'all were talking about, it's like, what are you giving back, right? What are you giving to the meetings? You're sitting there being pissed off, but you're not doing anything. You're not saying anything. You're not even giving hope, right? And I was like, damn, that used to be me 1,000%. And it was like a lot of things. What I realized when you were talking, it was like, you go through a lot of things. I've been through a lot of shit, like innocence taken away, seeing things that I didn't need to see deployed, and being a first responder as a cop, now as a physical therapy assistant, like all that stuff. It was just like I never knew how to cope properly because I was never taught that, and I was taught alcohol and other things to cope. And it's like, listening to you, it's like, damn, like I'm not alone, right? Going through this stuff, and you can actually say it out loud and tell your story and give hope, which is really cool. So thanks for that, for sure. And I think it's cool because I literally was just talking about this with my therapist, going through this, and like at church they had talked about this on Sunday. I said, okay, God, I'm listening. Like, let me just start giving hope, like, let me start not being afraid to talk about all the shit that I went through because I've healed from it, right? And I just appreciate like what you have said too. And yeah, I just thank you. And this meeting was definitely legit. I got home from the gym and I was like, oh, it's almost 8 o'clock my time. Let's get on, like got all comfy, in my little bed over here, just listening. So I appreciate you guys. And yeah, thanks for letting me share.
What time is the event on Saturday? What time are we all supposed to be there?
It's from 2 to 4 p.m.
Perfect. See, I can still do my other event.
Yeah. What time's your other event?
Something wrong with you. Sorry.
What?
Yeah,
Something wrong.
something wrong with me.
Something wrong with
I
you.
just had a meltdown inside.
You did?
I got two. Yeah, I got my
That's
daughter's
tacos?
Since no, it's on Saturday, my daughter's birthday, 2 to 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Very.
I mean, I feel like your daughter's birthday is more important.
Boy, I just got sweaty.
Coach Kristen, amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more though about using your voice, man. We all need to use our voice. We all have a message that we can share, and maybe that message will help one person change their life, you know?
Real quick, that comment, if you scroll a little bit up on that last, so I was going to mention this and I didn't get a chance to, not that one, up right there, Rachel. So basically, can I read it?
Yep.
Mine was an odd feeling in my gut about my uncle, and then confirmed at age 22, but not discussed again until I got into recovery. I don't remember the specifics and have been working with my therapist for a couple of years on this. So this is that cunning, baffling, and powerful in the sexual, molestation side of it, because your mind will tell you, well, was it the kid that did it to me? Or was I the kid? Was I the one that did it to the kid? And that'll fuck with you. Literally, I was thinking about this like fucking 5 days ago. I'm like, I'm telling people that I was molested, but that's why I like to confirm that it was sexually infected, because I don't recall whether it was me. Maybe it could have been me, but I don't know where I would have started with that. I blame it on him because his parents are the ones that had gotten divorced and brought up that shit. But who knows? Maybe it was done to me when I was even younger and I can't remember. But you see how all of this fucking mental track drives you crazy? It does it to me too, and there's nothing wrong about it, right? It's just part of the game, and talk to somebody about it, and I pray that you can get through it.
Victor,
Yeah.
you're up, my friend.
Hey, what's up, guys? Victor, recovering addict. Glad to be on. Last week I had a bunch of technical difficulties, so shout out to whoever DM me all the stuff to get on today. Eli, thanks for your share, bud. There was a lot, that I resonated with. When you said about the Latino and going to your parents or anybody for help, kind of same thing, that Chicano machismo and not really wanting help or thinking that I needed it and I had to figure it out all on my own or whatever, right? And then going into treatment to get somebody off of my back. That was like the primary reason I did it, but I had to stick it out. I mean, I honestly went in there with the intentions of detoxing and bouncing, but I stayed, and little, over 600 and some days. So grateful for that. And then just the stigma too of talking about shit, like how Chad had kind of touched on. I was talking with the firefighters. I'm on the other side of the fire game, with wildland firefighting, and it's the same shit. We our group, we kind of tend to revert to alcoholism or prescription meds, right? And it's because it's acceptable until it isn't, until it gets out of control, and you're just using that to kind of cope with all the bullshit. But it's been an adventure to say the least. I'm grateful, that I have a lot of new people, having to cut off people that used to be in my life, and just realizing that at the end of the day, if I bring that back in, I'm just kind of setting myself up for failure, and that's something that I don't want to do. I don't want to end up back in the state of mind that I was, or the state of well-being. I was just a complete wreck, and there's still a lot of work, but that's the good part about it, is it's not a rush, it's not a race to finish. When you get done doing the steps or reading the book, it doesn't say you're done. Going, have a glorious life. It's like you start all over again and start working them again in different areas of your life. So, I think that's something that I need to buckle down more and be a little bit thorough about. I was kind of told that I was working the traditions and practicing the steps. So that kind of made me, take a look at myself and say, hey, dude, you need to, buckle down and do this, because at the end of the day, nobody could do this for me but myself. So thank you guys, as always. Thank you guys for the platform, for being a voice, and I gotta get out to Cali one of these days, man, and not on fire. So that's all I got.
For sure. Thanks, Victor.
Thanks, Victor.
Thanks, Vic.
We invite everybody that comes to this meeting. Come on out. We'll put you on the pod. The pod.
Joe.
Joe.
Yo, what up, guys? Joe, I'm an alcoholic. Sorry for eating on camera. There's not enough time in a day, and I got to get everything done. And I was writing, but I was doing inventory, and I'm getting ready for step work with my sponsee. So forgive me. I'm not, writing anything down about this meeting. Eli, I believe your name is, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you for that, bro. It's really hard to do to discuss being molested. I could only imagine what that's like. I can't imagine what that's like, but it's got to be tough, man. You said that your innocence was taken away. My innocence was taken away too, but not because of molestation, but because of the evil in the world that my parents had to teach me about at 8, 9, 10 years old. Don't go to that place, don't go to that place. So that's unfortunate. And Chad, you said something that really made me think. You said, you were, I can't quote you, but basically embarrassed to admit what happened, right? And it's funny, I was always like that with anything. Like if a girl broke up with me or I suspected she cheated on me, I couldn't, even something like that, I couldn't be honest about. I always felt like there was something wrong with me because that happened, right? Like, oh man, I feel weak, or, incapable of satisfying her, not in a physical way, but in every other way. So she cheated on me. What type of a loser am I? So I could never speak that. So all those things just kept, being bottled up. And, the best part about all this is being able to speak it out now. Oh man, I share so much shit. It's awesome. And it all gets released. And I realized something else. I know you worried about being judged, right? And I used to judge everybody, including the people in this fellowship. I thought everybody was weird, and I'm not like any of you. And I had and you know what? You guys were better than me at that point, because you were seeking, not you in here, but, early on, you guys, they were seeking treatment. I wasn't. I was like, I just need a couple months and I'll be good to go. But that wasn't the case. But one thing I had to learn, and I still remember this till this day, is when I judge somebody or when someone judges me, I'm not really defining them. I'm defining myself, And so when someone judges me, they're not, if they want to make fun of me or they want to make fun of you for stuff that's happened or judge you, the truth is it's because they're scared of it or they don't know how they would handle it. They should really be applauding you for going through that, and, trauma's trauma. I said this before too. Trauma is trauma. There's no reason to compare someone's trauma with yours. Comparing pain is just cruel. Pain is pain. We've all been there. So, this place saved my life, this entire fellowship. I don't know what I would do without it. I hate meetings too, but when I don't go, I notice I get a little crazy up here. And when I do go, even if I don't want to pay attention, I somehow hear something I need to hear. And like Natalie said, when I leave, I feel like I just feel better. Like I learned something or I got something out of it. And so, I'm going to keep coming because this is life hack, man. Life hack. It's beautiful. So anyway, thanks for letting me share, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Bridget.
Oh my gosh. Hi, friends. Hi.
Hello.
Bridget, alcoholic addict. Oh gosh, I had so many thoughts and now I'm losing it. Thank you for sharing, friend. Yeah, that's so annoying. It's disrespectful and rude to get molested at a young age. Like, no, don't do that. Like, that's rude. And I make jokes of it. Okay, actually, let's stay on track. Thank you for sharing. I just came from a meeting that I felt like I didn't get anything out of it. No, I was all in my head the entire time because I was thinking about Sharon and I was listening for the message. And that's, I hate to butcher this. So if you have an Irish accent, I apologize. My sponsor I love so dearly. She has a southern accent, but her sponsor is from Ireland, and she like could see I was upset during the meeting, like getting annoyed. I left immediately after, and I love talking all the time. And she calls me. She goes, "Oh, Bridget Kildare, Elizabeth Mooney, like what's going on? Like what's going?" And I just rail, and she goes, "You have to gotta go to another meeting, girly." And I'm like, "Fuck off, respectfully." And then I get the notification from you guys. Let's just do a little hop on. So I pull over. I don't even live in this apartment complex that I'm parked in. I pulled over, I hopped on the Instagram Live, and I hate that cliche thing of meetings make the meeting goers, whatever that bullshit thing they talk about. It works. I finally completed my 12 steps again, yet there's still anxiety, there's still angst, there's still annoyance. So I just gotta keep praying. Doing my 11th step again. Like, I don't know where I'm going with this because now I'm rambling, but I like the outcome of meetings, even when I realized I didn't know I needed it in that moment. For example, oh shoot, I get in a car accident. I know who to call. I know who to call now. I'm not calling just my dad or my mom who can't stand me, who love me dearly, but I'm annoying. I know who to call for a veterinarian. I know who to call these people, and that's where I'm so blessed for just these rooms. And it's gonna make me cry because I was in such a bad mood literally 45 minutes ago just because I stubbed my toe and got a blood blister. Like, grow up. Jeez. Like, I don't know, it's still rude, but I don't know, I'm sweating. I should probably put the AC on. I have AC in a car. That's what sobriety can bring. If you're ever doubtful, do your laundry, clean your cat's litter box, and that's like my solution these days. And work steps. I don't know, I think steps are bullshit, but they work, and it's so annoying. Sober living houses, still a little on the fence on those ones, but I guess they work too. If you know, you know. That's all I have. Thank you, my friends.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
That's all I have.
We want to know in the chat box if after sharing, did you feel better?
She already said it. She said it in her share.
She said it in her
Yeah,
share?
45 minutes ago, she was feeling not the best. Because
Yeah.
she like stubbed her toe and was.
I was hoping she wasn't gonna feel better because she needs to Uber eat somebody some food.
Yeah, me too.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, me too. He can definitely Uber eat for me and Emily.
Emily's not feeling better.
River June.
Hi, yeah, I got clean on June 9th of last year.
Nice.
Hi, I'm an alcoholic. My name is River. Thank you for the lead. Thank you for your vulnerability. You know, you're gonna help a lot of people. You know, like that's pretty cool that you're vulnerable. You know, that you can share that with us and see the other side of it. You know, like yeah, things happen, and now I'm here. Yeah, I just wanted to chime in here and introduce myself. I've been on here like 4 different times, and honestly, I'm kind of growing into the podcast. I've been listening to the podcast for like 6 months, right? And then I saw you guys have a meeting, and I'm on radfordhall.com all day because yeah, it took me like 5 years to attain the time that I have right now. I came into these rooms when I was 25, and I'm 32, right? And I'm about to hit 16 months next month.
Nice.
And that's all by the grace of a loving God, right? And yeah, my journey hasn't been easy, right? I've been to Tarzana Treatment Center 13 times, Salvation Army 6 times, Quiet Help 1 time. Like I'm a real junkie, right? I partied in TJ, and I'd come up here to get sober. I'm from Anaheim, and I live in Lancaster now. And yeah, I heard Garden Grove, and like I think you guys are from OC, right?
We're OC.
Oh, that's great. That's nice. Yeah, I was out there at the Salvation Army like a year ago, and amazing program, right? And then tomorrow I graduate from barber school, and
Nice.
I work overnight.
Amazing.
And then I'm gonna have a day job too, and I'm just hungry. Like it's my first time I felt alive in my adult life, because I started drinking at 15 and I started using at 17. You know, and I progressively like just got worse and worse. I ended up having spiritual warfare in La Jolla for 3 days after I broke up with my girlfriend in August 2022. And like I still went out one more time, and yeah, it's been a crazy journey, but like things like these that you guys do keep me sober, right? Like Radford Hall, and I'm like warming up to you guys now on Zoom on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think I haven't been to the Thursday one, but I hit that Tuesday one a few times, and I hit you guys up on the gram for that group chat. You know, like it's always communities always helps me. You know, like it helps me get centered and Yeah, I'm kind of shy though, so it's kind of cool to get out of the box and like share. And I hope I made some sense.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks, River.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. We
Glad you shared
appreciate you.
tonight.
I read Rachel's thing wrong. I literally thought we were Ubering Rachel food. I thought I read, can't lie, I don't feel better. That's what I read, but it says I do feel better. Damn it. I mean, not damn it that you feel better. I'm glad.
Well, what is
you,
it, damn it, exactly, Chad? What do you exactly mean there, bro?
I mean,
Tell us. Explain yourself,
I
Chad.
mean, damn it, that
Yeah,
Shane doesn't
whatever.
Have to Uber somebody some food. Like, that's what I meant. I'm glad you feel better, Rachel. I didn't mean it the other way.
Alisa.
I'm gonna say Alyssa.
Alyssa.
Whatever.
I'm going with Alyssa. Let's have some bets bets
I know
over
I'm
here.
not a gambler,
Let
but I gave up-
Alyssa
I
Is it
gave
$5,
up-
$10?
Jeez,
What is
Louise.
it? What is it?
Alyssa from South Philly.
South
There
Philly.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Alyssa from South Philly.
Hey, girl.
We were just in
What up,
South
boo?
Philly, right? Or we were in North Philly.
No,
I
don't know.
Let
the
me know
north
when you're in
and
South Philly. That's more
Yeah, I
than
don't know.
But hi, I'm Alyssa. I'm an addict. I got a ton out of your share, dude. I definitely relate to not wanting to go in the rooms or like even just thinking that like AA worked. Like for me, my sponsor does videos and shit, and the first time I ever listened to it, I was sick and was on my way to treatment, and I was just like, this is a bunch of bullshit. It wasn't until I got out of treatment and I watched it again, I was like, all right, maybe she's all right. But like the first time meeting my sponsor, I was like, no, you're an asshole. Like this isn't real. Like this is all a show. But it wasn't until like I actually started working something and trying and letting myself heal a little bit to where it actually started working. Do I still like going to meetings? No, like I had to go to an in-person one earlier. Like I agree with like, I feel like I take on other people's emotion too. So like if someone's in there like really sad, like I want to fix people. So like I'll just stop what I'm doing or like stop focusing on me and like my recovery and try and fix somebody. So I definitely feel like with meetings that could kind of happen with me as well. But I do leave every time feeling better. And it's like I go in there and I feel shitty. I try and raise my hand. Sometimes it's hit or miss. I could say for this one, the first time I shared in here, I was fucking terrified for the only reason that it's recorded. That scared the shit out of me. But it wasn't until like I honestly thought about it and I was like, who gives a fuck if they know at this point? Like if you accept me for who I am or you don't, but either way, like I'm more honest than I've ever been in my life now, working a program. I have 18 months under my belt and I can honestly say that I'm proud of this person I am now versus the one I was 2 years ago. So it wasn't like, that's what I'm thankful for my recovery for. And I'm thankful for you speaking right now because you're giving other people power to actually come out, speak, and say their piece. It takes a lot of balls what you're doing and being on screen right now. It honestly does. I'll say the one thing I'm still working on, which I get a lot from you guys, is the spiritual aspect. I grew up Italian Catholic. Like I know commandments, shit like that, but when it comes to actually letting myself feel the prayers and like giving myself to God, that's my hardest part. Like I like to be in control. I like to be the fixer. I like to keep on going with it. So in my recovery currently, that's kind of what I'm focusing on. On step 8 now, I did the hour of just really feeling God, listening, but that's kind of like what I'm working on. So if you guys do have any tips for that and tips of getting outside of yourself and not just saying the prayer, not just saying the words, but actually like feeling it and letting yourself feel that relationship, I would appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for letting me share. I appreciate you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Alisa.
I have this weird feeling for you, Alyssa, that it's gonna. You said Alisa.
I said it on purpose.
gonna happen.
She's on step. She's on step 8.
Yeah.
Is she gonna? That step 9 is gonna be the clincher for her. Man, that one's gonna be the freeing of the soul, and yeah, then you'll be able to do the step 11
for sure.
So
bring us on home, girl.
Keep going with those because there's so much power. I love the Narcotics Anonymous 3rd step prayer. Take take my will in my life, guide me in my recovery, and show me how to live. It's really short and simple and sweet. We've got not just Serenity Amor.
The
We've got
real.
We've got the real.
Mhm.
We've got the real Serenity Amor on right now. So you're
Oh my gosh, I love you.
You're
I
up.
love you, Emily. Thank you. How have you guys been? I mean, I've been keeping up. You guys are staying so busy. I know. I appreciate you talking about your DMs. How you guys are actually really good.
Yeah.
So give yourself credit. Give yourself a little grace right there. Okay, you guys are out there. Like I said, meeting faces, shaking babies' hands. We're doing this, right?
That's
Kissing
right.
babies, shaking
That's
hands.
right.
Forgive me today, family. You know how I am. I'm gonna keep it 100%, but I am super sick right now. I've been weaning myself down from Suboxone because obviously I did not know certain things, and I've done a pretty good job. They started me off at a very higher dosage, and right now I'm about taking literally a third of what I'm supposed to be taking, and I go as long as I can in between the days. So I've gone up to 7 days so far, but usually my 7th day without, I'm still kind of going through a lot of these side effects, just the physical part of this, which I know lots of times we don't get to talk about. So, I mean, I'm putting it out there just as encouragement. If you are on here, if you have dealt with any opioid use and you're in treatment and you're in recovery and you are taking these meds, you know, you will probably get to a point to where you understand that like having a clean, sober life is possible. And we get to use all these tools and a variety of them to just help us along the way. But I look so forward to being off of these and not being sick. I just got to say that. I just want to put that out there. But with the share, oh my gosh, Eli, you did amazing. That movie also is freaking amazing, by the way. If you guys have not seen the Book of Eli with Denzel, please find it, watch it, thank us later. Okay. But great share, dude. So much relation. Like I said, I love the fact that we're talking more about sharing. Yes, it's embarrassing. People, you know, my condolences to anybody who's been through trauma like that. You know, molestation is not, I can't imagine. I have a lot of friends that have gone through that. And I just want to let you know, we are here for you, supporting you. You know, if you ever need us, just please, just keep it going though, because there is a lot of people that don't want to talk about it. A lot of this stuff culturally. I mean, I'm Hispanic, Black, French, Native American. So a lot of times, you know, my mom didn't teach me Spanish. There's a lot of stuff culturally in our different ethnicities that we have to deal with. A lot of stuff being taboo. A lot of stuff not even want to be talked about, you know, families. And it's not our parents' fault. It's how they were raised too. You know, and this goes back generational stuff, right? We talk about generational curses. This stuff's real. So you're breaking these chains and you're breaking these boundaries that we, you know, are so used to not talking about. And I'm the same way. I don't care. I'm not embarrassed. That guilt, that shame, forget it. If I can save one person from making the same mistakes, or if I can save one person from feeling that they're suffering in silence and they are alone, we're not alone. There's so many of us out here. Obviously I could keep going, but I love you, family. I will see you
We love
tomorrow.
you.
I cannot freaking wait. I'm coming
my
sick and all.
gosh.
I'm
No
coming as
way.
myself.
Yay.
Maybe I'll make myself look like a hospital patient. Who knows? We'll see
I love
what I
it.
got going around in the house. I love you.
We appreciate
Thank you.
you.
I want to say
Love you guys.
thank you. I want to say one more thing. I just thought of it, and it helped me out a lot because it took me 11 years to get a sponsor. From the moment I heard what a sponsor was to getting a sponsor, 11 fucking years. That's crazy. And the reason it took 11 years is because I would never walk up to someone and be like, "Can I get your fucking number and you be my sponsor?" That's crazy. That's like the hardest way to do it. If you don't have a sponsor, you know, ask somebody you care and trust in your treatment facility, in your sober living, at your meetings, at whatever. Say, hey, do you know somebody that based on what you know about me would be a good fit as a sponsor? And then have them direct you in that right path. And that really helped me because me and my sponsor are good friends now, and it was a recommendation. It was a referral. It wasn't a cold prospect.
Amazing.
It is kind of like asking a girlfriend, a girl
No,
out
it
on
is.
a
It's
date.
crazy.
It's gnarly.
hard.
Like, what if the person says no?
Oh my god.
What, like, no, I have too many sponsees, and that happens
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Well, it's like, do you want to live or do you want to die? That's how I have to look at it too. Do you want to get well or do you not?
Yeah, you got to walk through
You
your
gotta do it.
fears, man. There's nothing more beautiful than getting to the other side of a
Exactly.
fear. Speaking of fears, I hope anyone that's in Southern California, Orange County area, or anywhere, we do have an in-person Halloween party, Recover Out Loud speaker meeting tomorrow night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That will be Pacific Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
We hope to see you there. If you are local, man, it's going to be
Good times.
a good time.
A good time celebration.
Yeah, we got a haunted hallway. We've
people
got
are dressing up.
People are dressed. We got a costume contest. Shane said he's coming as the Mask. I don't know what that means. I think he means the mask from the Jim Carrey played.
No.
What?
No.
You said the mask.
No, the mask I was wearing the other day. Just the mask and
gosh.
my clothes. I'm going to wear mask and blue jeans, bro.
That's boring,
Oh, I
bro.
thought you were wearing the green mask.
Oh, shoot.
That's
I'm sorry.
Boring as
I'm
F,
sorry to let you
dude.
guys
I'm
know.
coming as a straight Los Angeles County Sheriff.
Really?
Like legitimately I'm going to be a Los Angeles County Sheriff.
Really?
Yeah, I'll go take pictures. You guys
Los
will see 'em
Angeles
on-
County Sheriff.
Yeah, LA.
Chips.
Okay, this
No.
is our
You
point.
wear the boots?
This is turn
This
on your
is-
cameras if you're ready to dance.
All right, let's dance. Let's dance.
Everybody turn on their cameras because like this
Yeah,
is
that's right, Joe. The one I scared Natalie with. That's right, baby. You remember. That's right, Joe.
just so you guys know, we are. Was that not the funniest
That's
fucking?
hilarious. Did you see your face?
You guys were supposed to dance.
Was that not the funniest reel we've ever posted, you guys?
hilarious.
Holy crap. It was so funny because like I'm filming this shit. Shane we stood out there for like
3-4 minutes while she's
about
in the bathroom.
3 minutes waiting for her
Yeah.
to come out.
She was in the bathroom.
Finally, we could hear her washing her hands, doing all
Yeah.
this stuff.
She flushed twice.
Yeah,
You're
and then
so annoying.
and then-
Christina. I was not. You're so annoying.
and then
like, my
and then
God.
finally she opens the door.
Yeah.
And the way her body shakes when we scare
I know. We really
You know
did.
what?
And Shane like was so shocked at how bad he scared
Yeah.
her. You could hear him on the reel like
Yeah, I thought I fucked up for a second. I thought she had an aneurysm. You know. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So you guys, if you haven't seen it,
It
please
is funny.
go
Payback- All I
back.
gotta say is payback's a bit.
Go back,
Okay?
please. Like,
We're dancing out. Forget you guys.
and comment. That's what she says in it. She goes, "Forget you guys, forget you guys."
Her little
And then-
9-year-old voice.
Yeah, and then she goes,
Right.
and then
Forget you guys.
and then she's like, "I wasn't ready for that." That's why it's called scaring. You're never
Yeah.
ready for it. We're
It
not
was
like
awesome.
prepare
It
you.
was
Hey,
awesome.
we're gonna scare you real quick. Some funny shit.
bringing
you
up
guys.
bringing up some old childhood
Right.
trauma.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of
Oh,
all boys. They
shit.
pulled that
For
shit on me
sure,
all the
for
time.
sure.
It was a good one.
It was a
funny.
good. It was a great one.
It was like probably
It was
one-
well done.
It's top 5 in my all-time scares.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's
So-
dance out.
Anyways, everybody put your cameras on.
Dance.
Hands in the air, hands in the air. Let's go, let's go.
Oh, look at
God,
grant
grant me the
serenity
serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can,
and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
We love you
Amen.
guys,
Thanks,
and
guys.
thank you for your
Bye.
lead. Bye, guys.
Wow.
Well done, sir.